What's going on? You know, Mason, I got to start with you because one of the questions came from who's 9 years old, I believe, who's 10 years old, actually, who's named after you.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Mason Crosby. He wears your jersey. He's now 10. He's out in the audience. Where is he?
It's Crosby, yeah.
Where is he? Why don't you stand up?
Crosby.
All right. Now, Mason Crosby wants to ask you a question. And his question is, what advice do you have for him and for others of his age to actually play in the NFL?
Ooh, all right. You know, obviously, the easy answer is work hard. Do it every day. Surround yourself with people that push you to be better. And then listen to your parents, right?
Wait,
do what your parents
Did you just
say.
add that? See, because you have 5 kids. You
yeah,
added
exactly.
That. Yeah, I know.
Your parents are always going to, they'll lead you in the right direction. It might, sound like it's annoying or it's tough, but, make sure you listen to your parents. And then, just go have fun. While you're a kid, have fun as long as you can, because once it becomes professional and you get in the NFL, it is still fun, but it is a job, and there's pressure and there's all those things. So enjoy it as long as you can, and just surround yourself with great people and love the game.
What do you think of his name? Do you like it?
I love the name. He's got my jersey too.
I mean, it's a good thing he's wearing your jersey and not Aaron's, right? That'd be pretty bad.
You do like me. You're not forced to wear that because of the namesake. Okay.
Cool. All right, good. All right, we got that down. Go ahead, Lily.
All right, guys. Well, just give us an insight just on draft day in general. You get the call. What are you doing afterwards? Like, what are the feelings, and then just the raw emotion after you get called? Do you guys still remember those times?
Oh, you're saying that was a long time ago?
It was a long time ago.
Wait a second. He's got some gray hair.
Well,
back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Well, guys, Matthew Golden wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
When Trevon Walker was drafted in 2002.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yes, that's.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot of excitement. I think there's a lot of thoughts that go through your head. I think it's not a panic mode, but a quick all right, where am I going? When am I going? All that stuff, like who's there? Everything. It's a quick whirlwind to get up here for rookie minicamp, but there's also a lot of excitement. So I remember getting the call. We're at my mom's restaurant. Everyone turned around. I ran outside just so I could hear because everyone was all excited about the pick. And then we just had a good time. We probably had too good of a time, and but made some good memories. And and then you get back. You get up here about a week or two later and get into rookie minicamp and OTAs, and then it's just football again. Yeah, I was at home in Texas at my parents' house, surrounded with friends, people that I had played, middle school, high school football with, kids I grew up with, guys I grew up with, close friends and family, and then. Fun story I love to tell. My brother is a diehard Packers fan, and he has been since he was a kid. So as soon as I said, I was like, the Packers are calling, he ran upstairs, threw on his cheese head, and came flying down. So
he had a cheese head?
Oh, he had a cheese head.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's impressive.
So it was meant to be. It was meant to be, and it's just such a cool moment. And then the next thing you know, you're on a plane. That's the wild thing about what we do. Sometimes it's like, we need you there tomorrow or today. And you're just like, all right, yep, I'll pack a quick bag and get up there. So it's such a cool moment. It's life-changing. And I love when you see the emotion of these guys and just wow, what a weight lifted, but also it's just so emotional to be able to be picked by a team to go and be a part of that organization.
Very cool. You guys talked earlier about the what happened on draft night in terms of being up at Lambeau and being able to ride the bikes on the stage. There's also something else that happened on stage that night with Clay Matthews, which everybody's asking about. We have a number of questions asking whether you two knew Clay was going to do that, and what was your reaction when he yelled out those words we all know so well. Bears still suck. There you go.
There it is.
So really, Mason, did you know he was going to do that?
So I now live down in around Nashville, Tennessee, and so does Clay. And I actually saw him on Saturday, randomly around town, and he was like, "Man, I got something planned." And I'm like, "What's this guy gonna do?" I was honestly expecting rip off sleeves or something,
there you go.
Just something where he was showing off muscles or doing something like that. But I couldn't have expected and anticipated what he was going to do. And obviously he couldn't tell anyone what he was going to do, or it would have been shut down. So but it's funny, and this week it's kind of led to some fun conversations, and basically any icebreaker with Packer fans. If you don't have anything to say, you just say Bears still suck, and everyone say, oh,
There you go.
Everyone claps.
There we go. There we go. So,
Yes.
Jordy, come on now, be honest. I mean,
I had no idea. And, honestly, I didn't hear half of it when it was up there because the stage I thought was interesting.
Right.
Like there wasn't much audio on the stage. Everything was definitely projected. Like I feel even like out, like
Past
behind
the
these
theater.
tables and then out.
Right.
So I was struggling, or maybe I'm just still getting old, hearing everything he said. But I caught the main point. And it was funny. Everyone, they wanted the crowd to get excited about it, and they did. So job well done, I think.
But now it makes more sense, though, why, like, we were back there and we're like, Clay's like, he kind of seemed a little nervous, a little anxious, and it makes more sense now.
Well, I mean,
why
I don't know if
he
you
was
noticed,
so
but,
wrapped up.
I don't know if you noticed, but he avoided the commissioner the whole time you guys were back there. He didn't want to talk to the commissioner about what he was going to do.
Just moving around.
Well, for you guys, just being back, I feel like being a former Packer, it's like a brotherhood, right? So you see, you guys, Clay Matthews, Dave Robinson, Jerry Kramer. What is it like when you guys get together nowadays as former Packers, and especially back in Green Bay?
It honestly feels like it's another day at the stadium, as if we never left, or it was just we were there yesterday. I did a Q&A with Greg Jennings and James Jones and James Lofton and Antonio Freeman, and I mean the same jokes, just making fun of each other, all that jabs here and there. It's a great time. We love it. We went down to Nashville this off season. We're not in the season to have an off season this summer.
It's all off season now, Jordy.
Valid. And it's a lot of fun for us to get together, but at the same time, it's fun for our kids to be back together. Like his oldest and my oldest are like 6 months apart or 5 months apart, so they kind of grew up together here in Green Bay. So to try to get them back around each other, because they did have some good memories here. They do obviously know each other, but then they're gone for so long, you don't know if the kids can maintain that. So it's fun, and then you see some kids, and we know the kids, but our kids really don't know those kids, and or they don't remember us, but we remember them and different things. So, but as much as we can, we try to get around each other and hang out and have just, if it's reminiscing about the good old times or making new memories, it's always fun.
For each of you, another question from fans. One play that stands out as your number one play. I'll start with you, Jordy.
Oh, geez. My number one play?
Number one play.
A lot, though.
Number one play of your career.
You got a lot.
I'll just go with the easy one, the touchdown in the Super Bowl. I think
Yep.
I think it's a surreal moment. I think it's something that every kid dreams of. You don't know if it's ever going to happen, or if even if you play in the Super Bowl, there's no guarantee you're going to get that opportunity to catch one. So to have that and then the whole experience at the Super Bowl with my family and everything. So that obviously is up towards the top.
You, Mason?
Yeah, mine, I always go back to that Dallas kick. Yeah.
That
Game winner in
That
Dallas.
was a great one.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, and being a Texas kid, I just remember it so vividly, just being on the star there for like a long period of time as we're reviewing the play, kind of getting those moments. I always joke that was the longest I think I was ever on a field in my whole career because the review took a long time, and I was just like, I kind of constantly was resetting, getting ready for that kick, and then I had to hit it twice, and the rest is history. So that was definitely a fun moment for me.
How long did that kick take to make? Because I remember watching it, and that sucker went out.
And then
came
it just
back
curved
in.
in.
It was just the camera angle.
Camera angle. All right.
It is
It might have been. Hopefully it was.
It went
I'm
right
glad
down
you
the
felt
middle,
better. That sucker
camera
was
angle was
moved.
over here.
Yeah, all
It
right,
was
good. You
kind
knew
of
it was in
weird.
right away.
No, I felt the pressure off the side, so I did like, in golf. We golf together, so I just did a little pull fade, Just had to avoid that pressure and knock it in.
They always say when you're watching someone kick a field goal, just keep an eye on the kicker and the holder because they know long before anyone else does.
That's true, isn't it?
It is true. It is true. Yeah, and it's it is funny though you say that because like now in retrospect, it's like my reaction I kind of took, and it was just like relief, it was like, oh man, I'm so happy that I made that and it went in. If I had to do it again, I probably would have done a different celebration, but it was so it was so real and all that.
Wait a second. Okay, what would you have done?
Well, my
would you have gone
normal
to the
one there is
Star or
just
what?
like, it's like it's good,
Right,
or, celebrate, just run to the guys or whatever. But I just remember Jake Shum was just like, what do I do? Because I was just like, yes, and he just like grabbed me. So
That's an awesome
fun.
moment. Guys, just kind of curious though, do you still wear your Super Bowl rings? Are they in the house somewhere?
You think this would have been a good time to wear
It
one?
would have been a great time to wear
I don't
it.
have mine on today
But
either. I do wear it. So.
Mine is at home. I hardly wear it. I think about it and then forget about it. So Yeah, I apologize, honestly. Sometimes I wish I did because, I mean, it's fun to the fans see it or whatever, so it's a good time. I did take it into my sister's third grade classroom this year because she was doing a big old, because the Chiefs have been going to the Super Bowl, so every week leading into that they do a big Super Bowl stuff. They learn about the different cities where the teams and everything, and so she had me come in and talk about it, and so I took it in there, and the kids were pretty excited about that.
There you go.
It doesn't work on the farm.
No,
you don't show it to the cattle or anything?
Get over there.
I do wear mine a lot. More recently, it was kind of one of those things. I don't know how Jordy felt, but like when you were playing, it was like I felt like I could wear it in 2011, and then once we didn't win it, then it's like it kind of went away because it's like you're playing, you want to go get another one. So it was like I'm not wearing this one until I'm the Super Bowl champ again, or like I get another. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But now, when you're retired, I'm like I go to events, I go do different things. If I'm dressing up or whatever, people tend to like to see it, and it's fun to throw that thing on. Those things are heavy though; they're big, and it's like
it kind of weights down your hand when you walk around.
I tend to put on my left hand if I'm shaking hands a lot. So.
I feel very sorry for you having to carry that around. It's really tough.
I do
like
appreciate
it.
I appreciate it.
Come on, you have a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
We have another question from the fans, and that's what's your number one play in Lambeau? Obviously, there's a lot of history there, kind of a lot of tradition. What do you remember kind of the most about Lambeau? I'll start with you, Mason.
Well, I did one Lambeau leap.
I remember you telling me this story. So was it a leap or was it just like a skip?
It was a leap and a push. My long snapper pushed me and helped me, which, it looked clean. So, I claim I would have gotten up anyways, but, Jordy said.
Jordy's saying no, by the way, here.
That wall is deceiving.
Oh, I know.
What's the best way to get up there?
But I took your advice. I ran towards the middle, right? Because it's lower.
It's the lower one.
As soon as I was running, I'm like, Jordy told me it was low. It was low. It was lower in the middle.
You get a running start, though.
Yes. Yeah. And then you can put your foot into there and grab. But if you underestimate it, you're going to look like Aaron and hip halfway up the side.
Or like John.
You remember
didn't John slip? And
he blamed it on the field goal net. But John, I think, maybe got his arm above the wall. And if you screwed up, you were in the highlight film the next week in our team meeting. So
I bet that was fun.
Yeah, nightmare.
It became a blooper reel sometime.
And that's why we jokingly, my long snapper was like, I'm going to push you because you have to make it.
Gotta get you over.
Yeah, but a cool story about that, but I'll let Jordy go, is that was 2019 was when Molly had cancer, and that was the first game she came back to be able to watch after recovering from her surgery. So it was just so special. Yeah,
very cool.
It meant a lot.
Jordy?
Oh, man. I don't know if I have a play. I think one of my favorite moments of Lambeau is family night, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Being on the field with all the fireworks.
I hate family nights.
You hate family night? You kick all the time. Family night was like a practice off for us. Yeah. They wanted to see how far you could kick a ball and entertain the crowd. But those are some of my favorite memories of having the kids out there with the fireworks going on around the top, and then eventually the laser show and all that stuff. So it's a special place. It is definitely a special place, but to be able to have them come down and do that for 10 years was fun.
Did you ever think you'd see that many people at a practice?
No, but it was. I mean, there were so many kids there. Sometimes that was the loudest environment we would play in. With all the kids. There's so many kids that would bring so much energy, and obviously the high-pitched squeals and whatnot. So, no, it was fun. It always will be.
Well, you guys played in a lot of NFC North games. Was there a particular team that you enjoyed playing the most in the division? Vikings, Bears, Lions?
We always loved the Bears because they were awful. So
always beat the Bears.
No, they weren't always. Obviously, when they had Urlacher and Briggs and Tillman and those guys, it was a constant battle. But there was a run there, probably about 4 or 5 years, that we enjoyed going against their secondary, and it may put a smile on our face.
Yeah, Jordy, I still remember, you had that long catch setting up the game-winning field goal, which, if I remember correctly, was that just, again, you read their secondary, how they did something, and you just adjusted the play?
It was it was just a skinny post, got on the DB's toes and got his hips turned, but that's one of the plays that usually you're just an alert. It has to be the perfect situation based off coverage, and the middle safety sat down. I think it was on Devontae running over route, and Aaron let it go, and got it, caught it, got down, and let you do your job.
It was fun.
I like how you translate to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I did my job. Now it's time for you to do yours.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works.
Don't screw it up.
That's how it works. One of the questions again from the audience is kind of on another sport, and that's golf. Kind of when you guys played, who was the #1 golfer on the team?
Not I.
Not I. Mason, who was it? I know you love golf.
I mean, I was hoping he'd say me because I don't want to brag, you know. But, I think, Aaron and I went back and forth probably for the best.
Well, he's not here, so it's okay. You can
So
say
it was
you.
me. Yeah,
Okay.
Aaron's
It was definitely John Kuhn, I think.
John Kuhn. Brian Balaga was always a good golfer. Jordy's gotten a lot better.
All right, okay, now
Jordy is surprising. Did you know he's a lefty on the golf course?
Okay.
Wow.
I always love this story because the first time we played together, I think it was at Brown County, and I'm just standing on the right side of the tee box, and Jordy's just kind of like, being nice. He's just like milling around. I'm like, dude, hit the ball. Like, what? Have you ever played golf before? He's like, I'm left-handed, and I was like, oh gosh, all right. So had to get out of there. But Jordy and I have been going on a bunch of golf trips here the last couple of years, having some fun.
I'm going to ask the other question. Who was the worst golfer?
Probably me.
Whoa.
I probably I was early. I wasn't very good.
Okay. There's got to be somebody.
I am self-taught, so you know how that usually goes.
Yeah, not probably good.
Yeah, so I just keep playing and having fun and try to figure it out.
All right, Mason, come on. Who was the worst golfer?
Here's the thing with football players, athletes in general. If you're not very good at it, you're not going to play a lot. So you're not going to see the guys that are really bad because they're going to
Randall Cobb and David Bakhtiari were awful.
Oh, those,
Were they?
Awful.
they're not.
When we say awful, we're talking 150?
Yeah, like
100?
what are they shooting
I
around?
don't know if they finished. I don't know if they
wow.
so.
Not a lot of
This was years ago. Randall's better now. He's getting into that retired life, so he's starting to play out. But this is when they started picking it up, and they were here. And I remember seeing them out at Thornberry, and they were just playing a head-to-head match, and every swing counted. Like they were counting everything.
Okay.
It was and.
What was the number?
They were still on hole 12. I don't know. And they were in the hundreds. It was.
They're probably
awful.
still out there playing.
I can't watch it.
It was awful, but they're getting better. They had their priorities straight. They're worried about football.
You guys played with some really fun guys. Best comedian in the locker room.
Oh, I like that.
During your time.
James Jones.
Yeah.
Without question. He is hilarious. Will always be. He can hold a room. He can crack jokes. He can tell stories. He'll be brutally honest, which is some of the funniest stuff that's ever been said. But to be honest with you, if you can get him and his wife Tamika in the same room,
Good stuff.
you will be sore the next day from laughing.
Wow. Mason?
Yeah, and then I totally agree with that, and probably like Josh Sitton and
linemen.
and the linemen in general. You get a group of linemen together. Darren College, who is in town and he has a wine label. Darren College is one of the funniest people I've ever been around as well.
Funny.
So offensive linemen always have a good time and are funny.
How about pranks? Pranks we can tell here.
Pranks we can tell.
Pranks we can tell in this room with kids. Who had the best pranks?
Didn't they do something to James's car one time?
Oh, Greg and James got going back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, they were taking their wheels off and putting it on
them on blocks.
I
think it was on James's birthday, wasn't it?
Oh, wow.
I think James filled Greg's car full with packing peanuts. One of my favorite when we were younger, when we were early in my career, we were staying at St. Norbert's during training camp, and some nonsense would go on at night, usually started by Aaron. But Sitton had enough of it, so they took the fire extinguisher. So Aaron had done some stuff, shooting like airsoft guns or whatever,
right.
And then locked himself in his room and was done for the night because he didn't want any retaliation. So Sitton went and grabbed the fire extinguisher, went outside St. Norbert's, and we had window units in for. And so they just sprayed the fire extinguisher into the air conditioner that was running, so it just fogged out the room. And then all of a sudden, I think it was Brett Good and Aaron that were roommates come walking out, and it was like a rock star walking out, like just a fog machine coming out because they just completely fogged the whole. It was hilarious. They got in trouble for it, but it was funny.
That's a great story.
Training camp, when we used to stay in St. Norbert's, would get crazy. I think you get delusional after 10, a week. And it's just like you got to do something. And I think there was crickets involved one time. Somebody they bought thousands and thousands of crickets and released them into the rookies' room.
Where do you go for that?
If there's any August that you guys couldn't feed your pets crickets,
we had all the crickets.
We had them all.
We had them all.
Where do you go for crickets? Just go to a hobby?
PetSmart, I think.
Wow.
Man.
You probably order them online now.
Yeah, right.
Just get them shipped.
Yeah, what was it like staying at St. Norbert? I'm like, were your guys' feet hanging off the
So do you want the
beds?
honest answer, or do we got to be PR?
Well,
No. You guys are retired. Give us the honest
You can
answer.
say whatever.
It's a lot better at home.
Yeah.
We'll leave it that way. And I feel sorry for the 4 people that have to stay in those dorms for a year. They were. They were small.
They were small. Jordy and I roomed together for 4 years. So.
Oh, really?
For the 2 weeks we were there, it wasn't honestly too bad. But to envision 4 people in that room for a year, it would. Hats off to them.
You guys getting tired of each other after
a week?
After a week?
Well, here's what happened. So like, we would like go home to our families. You know, it's like we start having kids, and then it's like. We would just show up at like right before curfew, and we'd talk for a second, and then we'd get up. It's like we go to sleep, get up, and go. That's probably why they roomed us together. Is just like, all right, they're gonna do their family stuff, and they're just kind of gonna do their thing, and it's not we don't have to worry about those guys. They're not gonna miss curfew. They're gonna do the right thing. But we had some good conversations. I remember one time I was like waiting. I'm like, where is Jordy? I think you were like close to curfew, and it was whenever he was like negotiating one of his contracts. So I'm like, did you get it done? And he's like, one more day. Yeah. So it was a fun time. St. Norbert's, there were so many fun parts of it, especially when you were younger, but it did wear on you. Once you had a family and all that, you're just like, why can't I stay in my bed? Like, this is the hardest time of year. I want my comfortable bed. Like, I don't want to be going to sleep in this dorm.
Right.
At the same time, I will add, it was an easy trade-off to not have to go somewhere else.
True.
Like to where like
they go to like Platteville or they go to somewhere else.
Like,
sure.
No.
Yeah.
Like at least we were here and could go home every day.
Right.
So it was. You could find the one positive of staying there.
There we go. Positive spin.
Yeah.
Really for you, Jordy, you've been retired a number of years. Our guy here has been retired for a couple weeks. What's your advice for Mason, kind of as he moves into retirement?
I actually want to tell you this on your radio show when I called in.
Oh, here we go.
Molly would have liked it. No. What to do? I don't know. Laundry, dishes. No.
Take care of the kids.
Pick up around the house.
Pick up house.
Get a hobby.
Yeah, stay active for sure. Right, you got your radio show, but I thoroughly enjoy coaching our kids. I don't think my kids enjoy me coaching our kids, but I enjoy it, and they have to suck it up and deal with it. So I think being involved, I know you coached Nolan's football team a little bit, or helped out with his football team this last fall.
Special teams coordinator.
Yeah, there you go.
You were the special teams coordinator. Were you qualified?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
but then you had to step up late in the season.
I was head coach for one game.
Yeah.
We randomly, scrutiny, it's a controversy in Tennessee. Our head coach got suspended for a game. And so I was head coach and defensive coordinator, and I pitched a shutout. I coached that team to a shutout.
Wait,
so
how old is your son playing in this league?
8th grade.
And they got suspended.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother
podcast.
Let's not get into the drama of 8th grade football and sports in general.
A reality TV show coming to Nashville.
Coming to Nashville. That's crazy.
Well, guys, I know these fans are excited with the draft in town, the new prospects that are coming to Green Bay. Outlook on the upcoming season for the Green and Gold, in your opinion?
I think it looks good. I think the organization always does a great job of holding guys over, draft and develop, keep that foundation here, keep a core group of guys, and the turnover is very minimal. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we've experienced a whole sorts of different ends of it, of going 15-1 and losing the first playoff game, barely making it into the playoffs and winning a Super Bowl. So there's a lot that has to happen. The Patriots and the Chiefs screwed it up for everyone to make it seem like it's an easy thing to do year in and year out. But a lot of it's going to be timing. But I think they'll be in the running again. They're going to win a bunch of games in the regular season. And then when it comes playoff time, you just hang on and see what happens. So I know I've gotten a little bit more experience on the fan side now, especially like going to K-State games and stuff. And I try my best not to get caught up in the nonsense. Just go to the game, enjoy it, have a good time, because you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes, and then just come back the next week and watch again.
Does that work?
I was going to say, how's that working out?
It does for the most part. It does.
Staying true to that?
If we lose, I get frustrated that night, but I'm not dwelling on it all week. And then I know some of the coaches and whatnot, and because when we played, we knew what was going on behind the scenes. We knew either why we lost or what happened or why we won. If it's something big, something dumb, whatever it might have been, or it was just one MA. But you start questioning coach's call. Why do you run the ball on 4th and 3 instead of throw it? And then the coach can come out and well, if my All-American guard would have went the right way instead of the wrong way, we would have had a touchdown. It's not my fault. He did the wrong thing. So being a fan, you just have to live with the results, which is the hard part, compared to being a player where you are in the process and you know what's going on. So, but my expectation is for them to win games and make a run at it. I think that's the expectations every year that Green Bay steps on the field.
I'm going to give you the last word, Mason.
Yeah, so obviously, I don't know if everyone knows, I'm now on the radio here in Milwaukee. So
There
I've
you go.
gone over to
Great show.
that side. Yeah, the Mason Crosby show at the Fan Milwaukee.
What time is it on, and again, what station?
9 to 11.
There you go.
Every weekday on the Fan Milwaukee, and you can find us at thefanmilwaukee.com or the Odyssey app.
You got a shirt that says that?
I don't know,
Okay.
but
He's got a tattoo. It's Mason Crosby show.
That's right.
He signed it. on his arm.
Exactly.
Wait, he does.
What's
he
that?
He out there has it on his shirt, right? Right, the little boy. He's got Mason Crosby's
yes, exactly,
show.
exactly.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, he's got it decked out. But yeah, we got Mitch Thunder Nellis in the house.
All right.
He's my co-host back there.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, we're having fun, and it is funny like you say that, because I had to like shift from it's process, like doing like the mindset I had as a player, getting into this side of the media. It's like, all right, I'm finding out what kind of fan I am. I find myself sometimes being a knee-jerk fan, where I'm just
Like, why'd they do that?
yeah, and like the Brewers, I'm like every game I'm just like, oh, they're the worst, they're the best, they're the worst. I'm like 162 games. What am I gonna do like over the course of this year? So that's kind of been fun, learning that about myself. And Jordy talked about coaching, and I did coach Nolan's 8th grade team, and I found myself so nervous every time he steps on the field. Like, I never felt like I was going to get hurt or I wasn't nervous playing, but every time I watched them and being a coach, I couldn't control what they were doing on the field. So you tell them all these things, and you're just like, please do what I ask. Don't make mistakes. I want you to do well. So that kind of stuff is fun. But yeah, I am excited about this Packers team. I think that they don't have a lot of pieces that they need to address. I think the depth and then what they do with the draft, and they've always done, and Goody talked about it, is they don't like put undue expectations on these guys. And that's just how it's built. It's not like we expect, and fortunately that's because we're not drafting 1 overall or top 5 a lot. But it's like, we're not expecting these guys to come in and save this team. It's like, get involved. If there's opportunity, we want these guys to play if they can, but let's develop them and have them really prepared, 3 years, 2 years down the road, so that they can help us in the future.
Great. Well, let's hear it for Jordy and Mason.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you, guys.
Again, I want to thank our sponsors. Thank everybody. And we did have one person we need to see for a Herdman Mechanical in the room. See Joette, please. Otherwise, we're good, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys for
All
coming.
right. We do have a couple footballs and shirts to throw out. I'm gonna grab
some
you guys.
giveaways,
We do have some
giveaways.
giveaways to throw out, so stay in the audience.
There you go.